Hi, I'm Kaylee, and today I want to talk about Anthony Trollope. In case you didn't know, Books for MKs is a charity that donates books to missionary kids. If you want to donate to the kids, you can do so at GoFundMe.com, and there's going to be a link down in the description, and there's a button at the end of this video. In the last couple of years, I have really come to love Anthony Trollope's books. So far, all I've read of his are the Barsetshire Chronicles. And so I just wanted to do a video talking about him, about his life, about his influences, the books that he wrote, and the books that I've read so far, and the ones that I want to read from this amazing author. Anthony Trollope was writing back in the mid-1800s. He grew up really poor, his family was in debt, but he still grew up quite well educated. This had quite an influence on his writing, since he often writes about money issues, people being in debt, or people that are poor or rich, or just how money affects people. As a budding young writer, he actually worked in the post office, and the story goes that he would raid the dead letter box, or like the lost letter box, to get story ideas. So he would just be opening other people's mail and be like, let's see what's up with their life. I'm gonna write a story. I guess when you're a writer, you look for story ideas wherever you can get them. Trollope wrote 47 different novels. One of the most popular is the Barsetshire Chronicles, which I have read. The Barsetshire Chronicles, yes, the Barsetshire Chronicles starts out with The Warden, which is the first Anthony Trollope book that I ever read, and I loved it. And it goes on with Barchester Towers and Dr. Thorne. A lot of people say that Dr. Thorne is their favorite novel in this series, and I would have to agree with them. Then it goes on with Family Parsonage, The Small House at Arlington, and finishes up with The Last Chronicle of Barset. I don't even own The Small House at Arlington, and it makes me kind of sad that the rest of them that I own are all mismatched, but it's what's inside that counts. The Way We Live Now is considered to be Trollope's masterpiece, and I don't even have that one, so that is definitely on my wish list. Anthony Trollope was quite an influential writer in his day. He actually influenced a lot of other, famous writers from that era. People like William Thackeray, George Eliot, and Wilkie Collins were all inspired by his writings. Trollope often wrote about a lot of social issues. He tends to write characters like strong-minded women who tend to run the show. So in every book, there's some woman of political influence, or she has influence in society, or she has the money, so she's rich, and so she runs the show. Or in some way, she's the one who makes the decisions that affect the characters through the rest of the book. He wrote about social issues and gender issues and politics. Trollope actually dabbled in politics a little bit. He wanted to get a seat in the House of Commons, and he ran and everything, but lost the vote. And so when he writes about politics, it sort of makes a difference that this is a world that he sort of tried to get into and failed. And all of the writings that he has, whenever it's a politician or there's something going on with politics, it's very satirical. He's really making fun of them. But I have to say, through the books that I've read of his so far, whenever it goes into the politics, I get really bored. It just doesn't interest me, even though it is somewhat funny and he's making fun of people. I did not enjoy those parts of the novels. But it definitely makes a difference. His writing really rings true because he experienced all these things. When he writes about being in debt or about money, you can really see that this is something that he's experienced, and I think that's why he's such a great writer. So my TBR for Trollope includes the Palliser novels, which is sort of like an offshoot of the Barsetshire. It's kind of in the same world, but I only own the 5th and the 6th book in that series, The Duke's Children and The Prime Minister. And so I've kind of been waiting. I'm not going to read these yet until I can read them all in order. So wish list, I need those first books. I also have The American Senator, which is about an American who moves to England and is sort of his take and his observances of, you know, British country life. I also need to read Dr. Wardle's School, which is about this country schoolmaster who is a great scholar. And his wife is being blackmailed by her brother or her brother-in-law or something like that. And so, of course, the whole county is just scandalized. And how can Dr. Wardle keep his school open? And I need to read Lady Anna, which is about a woman who she realizes that her husband was previously married and he's still married to this other woman, and so their marriage is null and void, making her child illegitimate, and like, it's all this stuff about titles and legitimacy, and it sounds pretty good. So that is kind of where I am right now in Anthony Trollope. I've read a few, I've got a few that I want to read. I mean, the man wrote 47 novels, you know. That's a lot. Like, oh boy, how am I ever going to even get started? Right now, I think I'm just going to try to read his most popular ones. The ones that have stood the test of time. So please leave a comment and let me know, what Anthony Trollope books have you read? Which ones are you interested in reading? And please, please, if you know of any really good movie adaptations or TV series adaptations of any of his books, leave a comment and let me know, because now I've read some of his books and I'm interested in seeing them adapted to film. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.